Yo, new coffee alert. North Star Sippy going crazy right now. It is a washed coffee from Mountain Harvest. If you remember back in Juneteenth last year, we hosted the homies from Mountain Harvest in Memphis, Tennessee to learn more. We actually have a podcast episode with them coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But the junk is crazy and it's now out. So it's from the Sippy Collective, which is a group of farmers doing amazing work out there. And the reason why they shared this lot with us is because they saw the community that we have here in Memphis. And so, like, it's a community on community type of scenario. You know what I'm saying? We call that black on black grind. You feel me? Don't sleep. But what's really tight, man, is how versatile this coffee is. Like, the notes that I kind of get off of it are like red apples, like raw honey, and then like butter rolls. You don't know about butter roll? Butter roll, like this, like, it's hard to describe butter roll. Somebody in the comments, break down butter roll if you're from the South. But it's like a sweet, cinnamony dessert. It's kind of like a honey bun, but it's more buttery. I mean, that's in the name. Anyway, it's tight, bro. And we actually have it on drip for the rest of this month. If you come through to the AGCC, to the coffee club to kick it. And on espresso, that joint different. It's crazy. It's low key like a chocolate covered caramel apple is the best way. How my dad had it today, and because he was picking up his coffee subscription. By the way, it's going out in the coffee subscription, so don't sleep on that. But he was like, "Yeah, it kind of tastes like a red wine," and I was like, "Dad, what you know about red wine?" But besides that, that's fire. Like this joint was amazing. Jay Arvis dialed it in. He's our new head barista. Shout out to Jay, local rapper in the community doing amazing work. Man, I love hiring rappers. Like that's my favorite. You know, obviously I'm kind of biased, but just like the amount of energy, the creativity, the attention to detail, like these are the kinds of possibilities when we honor our community. And so a community lot like North Star Sippy is such a great way to just like honor that and, you know, sip on the story. You know what I'm saying? Sip the story. It's crazy. And another thing I really love about North Star Sippy is the reason why we named it North Star Sippy. So it's the Sippy Collective, of course, but the vibe just kind of reminded me of like follow the drinking gourd. You know what I'm saying? The Big Dipper. I'm gonna call it the Big Sipper. You know what I'm saying? But like we've always had these stories of how our communities have come together to find freedom and liberation. And seeing the story of coffee in Uganda, what's happening there, it's so beautiful with Mountain Harvest. Then also with my homies, I got another homie out there who's doing really, really, really dope work. I'm gonna drop the info here somewhere so you can see more information about it. But man, just love having this coffee here. Big shout out to Mountain Harvest and to their whole team, and to my homie who's doing a really, really, really amazing work with Chanzo Coffee. Y'all check them out. They fire too. We got another cool collaboration we're doing with them. But yeah, North Star, Big Sipper, Big Dipper. That's the story behind it. Tap in. One last thing I want to share with you guys is the story of like the name. This coffee is a wash process, which means that in order to separate the coffee fruit from the coffee seed, they submerged it in water to allow the mucilage or the fruit essentially to separate from the seed. But what's really dope is like the other way that coffee is traditionally processed in Uganda. There's a whole history of like pre-colonial coffee culture in Uganda where they have blessings and stories and history, and we'll get into that at a later point. But the natural processed coffee was actually had a special name in their culture. It was chiboke. And chiboke essentially means stick. And I'll leave you a guess in the comments to guess why they call it the natural processed coffee, where it's sun dried to make the mucilage or the fruit easy to remove, versus the wash processed coffee. Guess why they call it the natural processed chiboke or stick? If you guess right, you get free coffee for life. But yeah, now the crazy part is that it was because those were used to beat the people who were growing it. And so the trauma associated with the plant is even in the name still, just based on the way the seed was processed. And I think the reason why I love North Star Sippy is one, it's a derivation away from that. Obviously, it's a wash process, but two, not just in name or process, but in what the community is actually experiencing. So, you know, shout out to natural processed coffees. I still love those, but like it's so beautiful to see on even a small thing like the way it's processed, how it represents a path to freedom. And I think that's what North Star Sippy really represents to us and to the partners that we're building with. It's dope to see freedom happening in their community too. So let's get into it, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep. North Star Sippy here for a very, very limited time. Check it out while you can. Keep that coffee black. Peace.